What's going on, guys? Kendall here for Renos for Pros and Joes, helping you simplify the renovation and remodeling process. On this channel, we do hands-on product tool and gear reviews, as well as renovation tip and strategy videos like this one. So if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Today, I'm on site at a renovation project, and I wanted to take a moment to answer a question that I frequently get, which is, how do you paint ceilings without getting it on the walls? And this is a frequent question that people have if they're planning to do a paint project where they're only going to be painting ceilings and they don't intend to paint the walls at all, or perhaps they've already painted the walls and they're painting the ceilings last. And in either scenario, they do not want to get any splatter or overspray or drips on the walls. So this is going to answer that question. So as we jump into it, let me quickly give you a quick spin around of the space that I'm in so that you can see what we're working on. Now this particular room is a little bit more unique because we actually have wood beams that run throughout the entire space. So if I kind of pan around here, you can see that there are wood beams that we've already masked off and covered, and we've got paper that's going around the edges. So we've got a coat of primer already on the ceilings, and you can see we've already got our holes and everything cut in for our can lights. But we also want to make sure that, because in this scenario we're going to be painting our ceilings in a dark color, that we want to make sure that we don't get any overspray onto our walls. We haven't put a finished coat on the walls yet, or even applied paint. It's only primer at this point, but it's easier to paint directly over the primer because our walls are going to be a light color. And so we want to take all of our precautions on the front end to limit the amount of backtracking we have to do to try to do touch-ups and things like that in order to hide any of the darker color paint that may get on the wall. So now that I've kind of shown you what we're up against, let me show you how we're going to address this. Okay guys, so as you can see around the entire perimeter of this room, we've already run a 9-inch paper to drop us down off the ceiling and to get us around each one of these beams. So the beams are already masked off, and we're actually already masked off here at the top of the wall. So now we're just concerned with getting our masking all the way down. And it's really not specifically for this wall. We're just gonna include this wall as well, but the longer walls that have finished walls, they're gonna go all the way down. Because we have windows and doors on this wall mainly, it's not as big of a deal because we've already got it covered. But everywhere else in here, we wanna make sure that we get everything covered up. We've also got a bookshelf over here that we're gonna be painting separately. And so we just wanna make sure that we get everything covered and protected so that we don't get any of this paint where we don't want it to go. So here we are. I've got the masking and I've got my tape here attached to it. And I just start pulling it off. And so I'm gonna start putting it up here just underneath the beam. I've got that there. I'm gonna pull off enough so that I can come down the ladder and scoot it over. Back up. Back down. And as you do this, just make sure that you've got a good connection here with your tape against your wall or against your paper. You know, in most applications, you probably won't have to use a paper, but you can. You can use this exact same technique on a wall that does not have beams. just short, guys. Just short. So I'm gonna let that hang there for a second while I move my ladder. As you guys can see, we're just short. We're probably about 6 feet short here of what we need. I'm gonna go ahead and show you what we do for our next step. So now that we've got our plastic up around the entire wood, if you would, cameraman, please pan around the room here slowly so that the good folks at home can see what we look like around the perimeter of our room here. And so now we're ready to start pulling our plastic down. So this is masking film, guys, and it does have cling properties to it. So we just pull this down, pull it down, pull it down, pull it down.
You can kind of pull it down around in sections. Kind of pull it slowly to make sure you don't have any snags or anything like that. Sometimes you may have missed something on your wall and you want to make sure that you don't snag it on a nail head or something like that. You have to go back and patch. I'm dropping this thing down all the way around our room here. Get these bookshelves covered. My doors here. Looks like we've had a little tape come loose up here at the top of the wall here. Have to come back here and sure that up before we move on to the next phase. Let's see. Sometimes it's a little difficult to see exactly how this plastic is rolled. Just kind of be gentle with it and you'll be able to figure out pretty easily how it's folded up here. So keep dropping it, keep dropping it. This plastic does come in different lengths. This is a 90-inch plastic. The space that I'm working in today has ceilings that are over 9 feet tall. It should be fine. Gonna have a little extra here. Pull that all the way down there. Push that back. Keep going until we've got it all down. Got some little things here that need to be removed there, but we'll keep working. There at the top.
Keep in mind, guys, sometimes it may stick a little too good. And you're trying to pull it down and you can kind of start pulling it off the walls a little bit, but that's just minor issue, really. Just hop back up here and adjust this paper here. And then see if we can figure out where this is Had a little section here in the very beginning when we got started up there that got behind the tape there, so that can happen. So now we've got this thing all the way down. Now we've got this thing all the way down, guys. So if we just kind of pan around here, you can just walk with me. You can see we've got our fireplace and everything covered here. We've got a nice cling to it here, so that's good. We keep coming on around here. We've got more of our brickwork that's covered here. Everything's covered up real good. Thermostat, we've got a louvered door here. This is covered. We've got another door here that's covered. We've got our wood wall here that's covered. We had everything masked off here with our television mounting bracket and everything like that, but we've got double coverage here now with our plastic. Pull that out so we don't forget that. And then we're covered along this wall here, and we've got double coverage along this wall of windows. So we do have a small section here that we've got to cover, but as I said, guys, I'll deal with that later. That's minor. Okay, so if you look around now, you can see that we've got all of our walls covered, and you can paint the ceilings now with the security of knowing that you're not going to get paint on your walls. So hopefully you found this video informative. The links to the tool and the materials used in this video is in the description box below. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.